right, so welcome to training session number 4. You just finished talking about the gratitude statement. Today we're talking about qualifying the customer. And if you're a veteran tech out there, this is really going to resonate with you because I mean, I'm speaking from my own personal experience. I know that I've gone through some pretty awesome building value and talking about options and presenting options, all to hear from the homeowner, this is all great, but I need to talk with my spouse, or I need to talk with my mom, or I need to talk with whoever. The whole time you're thinking that was the decision maker. Maybe it's even a tenant situation, and they need to talk to the owner. Man, that's very deflating. And always, if they're gonna pass that value on, they're only gonna do it at about 10% of what you did. And even if you're doing it, you're already kind of deflated, so you're gonna zoom through it. So today we're talking about qualifying the customer. By doing this step, you're going to prevent that from happening in the future. So let's go ahead and dive in. First thing is, we're going to talk about a current work focus. What I mean by focus is a goal, something that you're wanting to improve on as you sit today in what you're doing as a technician. Then we're going to talk about our core values. We're going to dive into recapping the gratitude statement. And then from there, we're going to qualify the customer, share a qualifying the customer statement to conclude the session. Remember, guys, have a notepad, have a pen. I want one takeaway today. That's it. We're keeping this very simple. Let's dive in. You get what you focus on, so focus on what you want. Meaning, if you have a goal, maybe it's to increase your average ticket. Increasing your average ticket starts with small steps in your new standard. Preparing your mind, preparing your truck, preparing, showing up on time, being positive, doing all these different things. Ultimately, you need to be focusing on that, and you need to be breaking down what does it look like to increase my average ticket. Maybe it's how many options you're giving. All right, current work focus. Let's dive in. Go ahead and share. Let's take a minute or two to share a current work focus. Just think about it. This is a goal, something you want to improve upon. What are you focused on right now as you sit today? All right, well, thank you for sharing. For me, my current work focus is to shoot these videos, these training videos for you to maximize. That's what I'm doing right now today, is taking care of going through these training sessions, helping you to understand the new standard. And there's literally nothing else I would rather be doing than to give you this information to hopefully make you more money and to make your life better. So our Sunrise core values, you see in parentheses there, I have culture values, because our core values really define our culture if we're all living by them. We have leadership. The way we define leadership is take initiative, lead where you are, and do what you say you're going to do. So important. Let's dive into this. Take initiative. What does that mean? I mean, taking initiative means when you see an opportunity to do something for somebody, you don't have to be told what to do. You see an opportunity to go out and get the fittings for that plumber. You see the opportunity to clean up extra good for the customer. You see the opportunity to help out a fellow technician who's struggling on something. Maybe it's training in the office or staying late on a job to help that technician. That's taking initiative. Taking initiative is doing something to better yourself. Maybe it's knowledge, maybe it's working out, maybe it's eating healthy. All that is taking initiative, learning your products, practicing the new standard. Lead where you are. All that equals leading where you are. We're all leaders. We all influence people, whether it's positive or negative. We're influencing people every day, no matter what position we're in. And then the last one is do what you say you're going to do. To me, that is so important. I know it's so important to the Sunrise Plumbing and Air team, because all we have is our word. When we give it, we need to follow through and do what we say we're going to do. Remember, team, the core values should be adopted as your own. These core values keep you on the straight and narrow towards the success you want to have in your life. And it also keeps the Sunrise Plumbing and Air team on the road to success towards a vision that we want to achieve. All right, let's dive in. Previous session recap, the gratitude statement. One of my favorite ones, because this always blows the socks off the customers. What is a gratitude statement? Why is a gratitude statement important? When do you use a gratitude statement? Let's start there. So what is a gratitude statement? Remember, it's saying thank you, making it personal before the sale. Why is a gratitude statement important? Because you're assuming they're buying from you. That's your confidence. But you're also making their lives better by doing it. Everybody says thank you after the sale. Nobody says it before the sale. So when you do that, you give them a completely different view of not only yourself, but the world. I mean, it's something positive, something great. When do you use it? I recommend using it when you go to the table before presenting options. Let's rock and roll. Ms. Jones, before we review the customized options, I just wanted to take a second to let you know how much I appreciate you for choosing the Sunrise Plumbing and Air to take care of your plumbing or air needs. I know that there are a lot of options out there nowadays, and it means a lot to me and my family. And I can promise that I will take care of your house like it's my own. It's a pretty elaborate one. Example 2, go back into your notes. Look at your notes and go ahead and read to me your gratitude statement. All right. Remember, everybody's gratitude statement is going to look a little different. It's just a matter of making it personal. So let's go ahead and shift our focus. Now, remember, guys, all I really want is one key takeaway. But just to recap, our new standard: we have prepared for your day, arriving at the job, introducing ourselves, building value, presenting options, completing the work, cleaning up, educating the customer, and completing the experience. Today, we're focusing in 4 and 5. You can see up there the gratitude statement, which is what we just left. That was focused more in 5. So we're shifting our focus a little bit. When we talk about qualifying the customer, it can be done number 4 or number 5. It's all up to you and how the conversation is going. Remember, why we use the new standard is to put more money in your pocket and make you more successful, and ultimately serve our customers in a positive light, so they get consistent service from every technician that comes up to their house. Not just you, but every technician that comes out. So you should be studying this. It's on the wall. It's in your service manual. Study this, practice it, because practice is going to make perfect. All right, so let's break it down. Step 4 of the new standard looks like this: get the customers to know, like, and trust you. We're going to talk more about that in later trainings. Be here, evaluate the customers, set the stage. This is a great time to qualify. So if I'm getting the customer to know, like, and trust me, I get over to the repair. We talk about what it looks like. I can let them know, hey, look, today I'm going to take a look at the repair. I'm going to ask you a bunch of questions. I'm going to go out to the truck and work up some options. That's setting the stage, right? That's going to take me about 30 minutes. Before I do, I like to be talking to anybody else that's going to weigh in on the decision making today. Is that person available to talk to us about the options we offer here at Sunrise Plumbing and Air? You know, simply I set the stage, I qualified the customer, all in that area. You ask your 3 types of questions: info, need, wants, and concern. Once again, we'll cover that on a future training. And then we actively listen, take notes, and show empathy. Explain the benefits of product or service, making sure we share what's in it for them. Ultimately, it says what's in it for me, but it's really how does it that we're offering benefit them. All going to be future trainings. Let's not worry about that today. And then we're going to mention our friends and family plan. Of course, we're always going to be doing that. All right. So the second option for qualifying the customer is going to the table and qualifying. The only downside to qualifying then is that we've built a lot of value in step 4. And sometimes when that other person comes in, we got to rebuild the value, which is not what we're looking to do. So I do recommend doing it 4, but if you forget, make sure go to the table, qualify the customer before using the gratitude statement, and present your options and be quiet. Everybody still with me? Let's go. All right, so here's what qualifying the customer looks like. Ms. Jones, now that we have reviewed the issues with the water heater and determined that it needs to be replaced, is there anyone else that needs to be involved in the conversation about the many options we offer here at Sunrise Plumbing and Air? Very simple. Example 2, Ms. Jones, I haven't stopped the sewer and completed the camera inspection. So I'm showing an example of after I made the initial sale, I've done the work, I've completed the inspection. I would like to sit down and go over the video footage with you and talk to you about some repair options. But before we do, is there anyone else that needs to be involved in the conversation? Once again, remember what I talked about at the very beginning, we're avoiding going through all the building value just to be told, I really need to have somebody else involved in this conversation. Example 3, Ms. Jones, as your service professional today, I'm going to diligently review any and all plumbing or air issues or wants that you have going on in your home. Then sit down and review the customized options I have built for you. This process usually takes about 30 minutes to complete. When we are talking through all the potential options, is there anyone else that needs to be involved in the conversation? So once again, these are pretty meaty qualifying the customer. The main thing I want you to learn today is that before you share all the value, you get whoever's going to be involved in decision making together in front of you during that time. Even if that means calling that person on the phone to talk with them in a 3-way conversation. All right, so let's take 5 minutes. Go ahead and pause the video and jot down, what do you want your qualifying the customer statement to look like? Remember, it can be as simple as, before I work up the options, is there anybody else that needs to be involved in this conversation? You know, it could be that simple, or you could do something pretty elaborate. The main thing is we want to have something that we can go to every time we need it. So pause the video and take a few minutes and write it down. All right, so now that we have written our qualifying the customer statement, before we get to sharing it, I want to share this quote with you. You don't need a big close, guys. You risk losing your customers when you save all the good stuff for the end. Keep the customers actively involved throughout the presentation and watch your results improve. Think about that. If you're saving it all and you find your customers are like, wow, I didn't realize it was going to be that expensive, or, oh, wow, I didn't, and you're shocking them. That's telling me that you're not keeping them along for the ride. You're not asking the right questions and building the right value and educating the customer, in steps 4, before you get to step 5 and start presenting your options. Keep them actively involved. Even after you make the initial sell, it's important that if a job turns bigger, that customer's coming back to sit and stand in front of you and you're showing them things and you set yourself parameters, because once again, that's the way you serve your customers. It's fair for everybody involved. It's a winning situation all the way across the board. All right, so go ahead. I know you have your qualify the customer statement written. Go ahead and share it with me. All right. Awesome job. Awesome job on your qualify the customer statement. Remember, we're building foundational tools here in level 1 of training. Foundational tools that's going to help you put more money in your pocket, but serve your customers and make them happy along the way. That's most important, guys. Remember, if we're listening and we're showing empathy and we're giving customers options that they want, not that we want, that they want for their home, we are serving our customers, not selling our customers. The opposite is we don't ask questions, we don't listen, we push whatever we want on the customer and we try to force them to buy it. Now that's selling. All right, remember, old ways won't open new doors. So if you're uncomfortable doing these trainings and you think Dan's weird and all these things are crazy, then good. Because you got to remember, old ways won't open new doors. Old ways won't get you to the goal that you told me you wanted to get to at the beginning of this training. You have to be willing to get out of your comfort zone. So you are now equipped with qualifying the customer, building value, and the gratitude statement all together, ready to rock. So before we shift out of here, give me one key takeaway that you learned today's training. All right. Hopefully you said something. And remember, one key takeaway is all I'm asking for. Remember, here at Sunrise Plumbing and Air, we are built for the trades. We're all built for the trades. We are proud to be Americans. We are proud to be tradesmen and tradeswomen. We always provide quality work. No matter what, we're providing the quality work. We choose serving over selling. Live with integrity. Keep your word. Always be progressing. Progress now, progress later. And this is all built on a foundation of faith. Thank you, guys. I'll see you in training module number 5.